Hey friends, it's Rabbi Jenny Solomon here at Beth Meyer Synagogue with a mincha moment, a moment of pause, and hopefully some spiritual wisdom for this week, Parshat Pekudei. So we are at the end of the reading of the book of Exodus in our Torah cycle. It's this last Parsha, which deals primarily with the building of the Mishkan, this continuation of the work which has been going on now for several weeks as the Israelites build this portable sanctuary that they will carry with them through the wilderness. And in some ways, it will, not only will they carry it, but it will carry them as they move through the wilderness journey. And in many ways, I think about my spiritual practice and our shared spiritual practice as that portable mishkan that we carry with us through the wilderness. It is maybe not a physical sanctuary, but it is the structure that we carry with us as we move through the wilderness of our own lives. And in this week's Torah portion, it mentions that the Israelites would be given anan hakavod, this cloud of glory, and an amud ha'esh, and a pillar of fire, and that God would lead them through the wilderness in these very obvious physical forms, guiding their steps. I think about that cloud and that pillar of fire, which I don't actually perceive necessarily in the same form in my own life, but I think about that every morning when I say Birchot HaShachar, when I say the blessings of gratitude of the morning, and I thank God as being the one who is Hamechin Mitzadei Gaver, the one who guides my steps. I don't know about you, but I wish that, like the Israelites, I had a pillar of fire and a cloud kind of moving through my own life in a way that would help me know which way to turn, when to boldly step forward or run forward or jump forward, and when to stop and to pause, or maybe even to turn around or shift directions. I don't have that cloud or that fire. But the Mishkan that we are commanded to build in this Torah portion, in some ways, is an incredibly wise and adaptive substitute. Because in building a robust and meaningful spiritual practice, in essence, we have the structure that we need to create enough space to listen in deeply for that kol dmama daka, that still small voice that we can use as a substitute perhaps, or as a new form of that pillar of fire and that cloud of glory. So that when we're not sure what the next step is to take, when we need to retrace our steps or turn directions or stop completely, we, from the motivating force of our spiritual practice and the structure of our spiritual practice, we're invited to actually stop and make enough time and space to hear that voice so that we can discern where to go next. So I just want to affirm, especially as we continue to muddle our way through this liminal moment of COVID, of masks, of finding a new normal, of just proceeding on with our lives, not to mention just the normal stuff of our lives, which invites and demands that we exert direction and guidance. That it's just really hard to know that all of us, it's so human to long for some certainty around helping us know where to go next. But my experience is that if I slow down enough and I make enough space and I get quiet enough and steady enough, I usually know perhaps not the full trajectory, the full map forward. But I usually know the next best step, or one good step that I can take in the direction as I move towards my own promised land. So that's my prayer for myself, really, but also for all of us who are longing for that cloud and that fire to guide the way, for the certainty of that, is to remember that we also have a rich practice with enough structure that we can make space to discern, perhaps just to hear a little bit of the resonance, or to see a little bit of the resonance of that cloud and that fire in the form of a still small voice, a kodama daka, which, if not guiding us on the entire path, at least gives us some clues, some signposts, some direction as we take the next best step. All right, shalom, peace everyone.